Well, hello again to always and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Nelly back at you with another live review. And what I am looking at this evening is Old Crow Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Boy, I was so excited to find this product. I have been able to get it in the big 1.75 liter bottles, but I really didn't want to spend that kind of money on it. This is just such a classic brand. It was introduced in 1835. It is currently a Beam Suntory brand, but this just has such history to it. It was at one point the world's best-selling bourbon. So this product is aged for a full 3 years in new charred white oak barrels. So I am so excited to try this, guys. I highly recommend you go check out the Whiskey Scout's review of this on his channel. He does a really good job describing this product. And, of course, the one and only Ronald Theriot of Louisiana Beer Reviews also looks at this product, and they both do great jobs with their channels, which is one of the reasons that I've been looking for this product for so long. So we've got a few viewers. Rolling Rock says, hello, nice bourbon. I like Old Crow. And Tyler Mansell, thanks for stopping by, says watching for a couple of minutes. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. Let's go ahead and give this thing a pour and see what we've got. I've never had it before, but I have been really, really excited to try this one for a long time. It's just such a classic product. You know, it's got such history to it, and it's hard to think bourbon whiskey. I love the label design on this too. It's really simple. It's textured as well. It's got some raised areas on it. The original sour mash. So this is 80 proof, so 40% alcohol by volume, which is typical for a straight bourbon whiskey. So gave it a pour. Looks really nice. Nice copper color to it. Golden copper, I don't know, it's kind of in between. Looks really nice in the glass. Got some nice alcohol legs going down there as well. So on the aroma, the first thing I get is charred oak, followed by some caramel toffee sweetness. If you take a good deep inhalation, you get a little bit of that alcohol burn, which, you know, you're going to get a little bit of, but it's a very clean alcohol distillate smell. But it's in the background after you get through that charred oak and those nice sweet caramel notes on the nose. Yeah, Tyler, I would definitely recommend trying this. It was $9.99 for a 750 ml bottle, so it's definitely a budget bourbon brand. And it's just so highly regarded that I just really don't think you can go wrong with this. However, I still haven't tried it, so let's see how it actually tastes. So cheers, everybody. Very nice. Get some charred oak initially, and that caramel sweetness follows through in the middle of the sip. I'm really impressed with how much charred oak that I'm getting with this. It's only 3 years age, which is not a bad thing. But I wasn't necessarily expecting as much charred oak character with this. I wonder how deeply charred the barrels are. I wonder if they use the alligator char with this, which is the thickest char that you can do to the oak barrels without them, I guess, basically starting to fall apart. But definitely charred oak. Nice, like I said, nice caramel sweetness. Oh, it's just so delightful. Let me get another sip. Really, really enjoyable. It finishes really smooth. There's really not too much of an alcohol burn going down. I don't know if you guys can see this on the video. There's some glare there, but the alcohol legs with this are absolutely incredible. And from my experience, the better the alcohol legs, the better the product tends to be, because the alcohol legs are indicative of a more oily product, which means that the whiskey has absorbed more qualities from the barrel that it's aged in. So it is absolutely delightful in that sense. The charred oak, like I said, again, is just really punching you in the face with this one in the best possible way. Rolling Rock says, Old Crow is delicious. Now I want some. Yeah. I'm so happy that I bought this bottle. Like I said, I would have bought it a lot sooner if I could have gotten it in this size. There's a place in between Peachtree City and Atlanta, Georgia, that I found just within the last week. It's called World of Beverage, and it's like a super Walmart size store that just sells beer, liquor, wine. It's amazing, and they've got just about everything you could possibly imagine in all different sizes. For whatever reason, the part of Georgia I live in, a lot of stores, they just carry these really big 1.75 liter bottles, and I just don't want to buy that much of anything, really, especially not having tried this product before. Yeah, the finish is great with this too. It drops off really nicely. Like I said, you don't get too much of an alcohol burn, so it's very inviting. It just draws you back in for another sip. You do get some corn sweetness with this one on the palate as well, but the charred oak really is the shining star with this bourbon, and I think that is absolutely incredible. And it just speaks to the quality of this product, because it is only aged for 3 years in new charred oak white barrels, or white oak charred barrels, which white oak I think is the primary. I mean, that's what they age most bourbon whiskey in, is charred white oak. So I'll read you really quickly the back of the bottle here. It says, when Dr. James Crowe invented the sour mash process in 1835, he revolutionized Kentucky bourbon making. Old Crow soon became the world's best-selling bourbon. Through the years, Old Crow has often been imitated, but never duplicated. Enjoy the true original. And I got to say, guys, I am really enjoying the true original. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but this product comes out of Frankfort, Kentucky. It is currently a Beam Suntory brand. Just, man, just so great, guys. Let me get one more sip. Excellent bourbon whiskey. I highly recommend that you go out and try this if you haven't already. It's a budget brand whiskey at $8.99 to $9.99. I got mine for $9.99, but I know some people that have gotten it as cheap as $8.99 for a 750 ml bottle. And one of the best things about this, it's glass. I hate the plastic bottles. It's a nice thick glass bottle. So definitely gets kudos for the glass bottle. I really just can't say enough great things about this. I just opened the bottle. I'm going to let it sit for a while and enjoy it, let it open up, maybe breathe a little bit. Robert, the Whiskey Scout, said this is one of his favorite budget brand bourbons, and he tends to think that a lot of these products, they get a little bit better as they are exposed to oxygen. They kind of open up a little bit more. So I am really excited to let this one sit for a while, keep sipping on it, and see how the flavors develop over time. Bourbon whiskey is just such a great thing. I'm so happy that we live in America, or that I live in America, and I have access to all these great bourbon whiskeys. It's my favorite type of whiskey. I'm getting into Scotch. I do like Canadian and Irish whiskey as well, but there's just something about a good bourbon whiskey that just, I mean, it doesn't get more American than that. And I absolutely love the sweetness that you get with bourbon whiskey, and that nice char from the oak barrels as well. Um, you know, and Rolling Rock, yes, Old Crow is excellent. I do also like more expensive bourbon as well. I've tried some, I've tried Booker's, which is like 75 to $100 a bottle. Woodford Reserve is a little bit more pricey, but it's still pretty affordable. That one is excellent. There are just so many great bourbon whiskeys out there. Unfortunately, I've never been able to get my hands on some Pappy Van Winkle. And I haven't had the really expensive Four Roses expression. However, I have had a $60 bottle of the Four Roses. I think it was their single barrel, and that was really, really nice. But yeah, I really love bourbon whiskey, and there are some great budget brand bourbons out there, and this one is one of the better ones. This one is really, really enjoyable, and it's really is impressive how much charred oak comes through on the palate with this one, considering that it's only aged for 3 years. And with that charred oak, I don't think I mentioned earlier, you do get the caramel sweetness, but you do get some really nice vanilla notes as well that come from the charred oak aging. And so yeah, just an excellent product. I don't feel comfortable giving bourbon whiskey or really any spirits a numerical rating, but I will say that this is an excellent, so an A budget bourbon whiskey for sure. I highly recommend that you guys go out and try it if you haven't already. I don't think you can go wrong with this. It is great as a standalone, but of course, a lot of people like to mix their whiskey into Coke or ginger ale or whatever, make cocktails with it. This would be a great one for that as well. But it definitely can hold its own as a sipper, neat. So thank you, Rolling Rock, Tyler Mansell, for tuning in live. I really appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a great evening. That'll do it for this live review. And until next time, guys, cheers.